Hello, Merry to everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene, and I am at McDonald's. And I know some of you are gonna go, "Ew, McDonald's again? Don't you get any better restaurants out there?" Well, we do. If you want pizza. But anyway, I didn't buy a lot. Some people was wondering what kind of food I've been buying. Well, I'm going to show you. Let's see. Can I get this thing scan up list? No, probably not. I'll read it to you. 2 double cheeseburgers plain, 1 large chocolate shake, and 1 medium Dr. Pepper. Why is Dr. Pepper? Well, because unfortunately they were out of Diet Coke. I mean, just start eating that, and the stomach feels like it's going to explode. I didn't eat all day. I slept all day. I ended up getting up about 1 o'clock in the afternoon because I had to change the fuse. And then, for one of the apartments. And then I got up around 7:30, and then somebody else knocked on my door again. And another apartment blew a fuse. And running air conditioners. So, I ended up basically having to replace 2 fuses in 2 apartments because of the heat. Here's the good news, by the way, for those of you who wanted to know. 1, the soup kitchen's going to be open tomorrow. Yay! Number 2, the temperatures are going to be much more hospitable at about a high of 26. Yay! And 3, Michelle's going to get laundry done. Yay! Oh, God. That's true, though. You got to get laundry in. I got to get laundry in. Absolutely. And we're going to do that tomorrow. And then Tuesday, my show will be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And the temperature will be about 24 degrees. And I'll be live Wednesday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. That's 10 p.m. UK time, people. Right, let me schedule time. I have no idea how this noisy place is going to come out on your phone. One thing the LG phone has that the iPhone 4S did not have is it has digital filtering, which can help remove excessive background noise. And the only thing is, I never really quite figured out how it does its job. It just does. So yes, with this phone, I can be sitting on the porch. Air conditioners can be droning, and the fans can be on, and after a period of time, the system will actually train enough to filter those noises out. That's what this LG phone does excel. Unfortunately, what this phone does not excel is the fact is that it's sometimes this camera app and when using it with like some applications will cause it to freeze up. I don't know why. The built-in camera app rarely does, but any third-party app sometimes will. So what I do is have to work on that. Now, what are we going to talk about Tuesday? I don't know. And I've been watching a lot of videos on how to improve your YouTube channel. And the one thing is good thumbnails. Which, yes, does make sense. Okay? It does make sense. So why don't I use good thumbnails? Well, sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. Lately, a lot of the thumbnails I've been using are from software called Bitmoji. And in that software, the thumbnails are a 4:3 aspect ratio. And the issue with that is, well, the 16:9, the thumbnails are cut off. And you can't shrink them any smaller than they are because they're already a minimum size. So I try to get as much of the actual thumbnail in together as I can to express like the heat wave ones and things like that. It's just easy to show the emoji of me and showing with fire behind me. Was today as hot as yesterday? Honestly, it was probably almost as hot. I told my landlord, I said, you gotta get more fuses and keep more fuses on hand because you're out of good fuses. And he's like, but I said, or you could get those little screw and push breakers, which might work just as well. Because if you want to keep fuses on hand and you're starting to run out of fuses, you need to get fuses on hand. Primarily 15 and 20s. You don't need any 25s and 30s. Yes, some 25s and 30s in places that really shouldn't be. It's not the first person to ever do that, trust me. I've seen a lot of landlords do that, and homeowners too. Which brings up an issue of common sense with any kind of fuse. I don't care if it's a standard glass fuse, cartridge fuse, whatever. Use the fuse that's rated for the wiring. So, if the wiring is 14 gauge, use the 15 amp fuse. If the wire is 12 gauge, you can use the 20. If the wiring is 10 gauge, you can use the 30. And if you don't know what that is, what size wire you have, you can use a Bell you can use the American wire gauge and check out the wire size. If it's not labeled on the conductors. But for most domestic applications, 15 and 20s are about really all you need. I gave one of the tenants a tour of the basement today. He thought it was interesting, all the things that were down there. I told him, I said, yeah, this place is like a museum. There's all this old stuff in here that, I mean, you can see the old electrical fuse board that used to be in the apartments. And you took a look at those old porcelain knob and tube behemoths, and he was like, holy crow. And I showed him the other fuse board that was from when there was this small grocery store downstairs. I think it was called, I don't remember what the name of the store was called now, but anyway, it used to be a grocery store downstairs on the first floor, where the biggest store space was. That was a grocery store there. And you can see the old fuse boxes down there, and you can see where the old refrigeration units were for that store. It's just amazing to think about how much the basement has got pieces of memories and historical artifacts down there. really just our basement is an archaeological treasure. You can get on there, you can see so much. You can see a horse where our original 275-gallon oil tank is that used to be used to heat the building. It's still there. It's not hooked up anymore. There's still oil in it. You can see as I said, the old fuse boards. They're not hooked up anymore, but they're still present. You can see some of the original switch gear from prior refrigeration systems from the real grocery store that used to be upstairs. Just a very strange setup in the basement. So let's every time I'm downstairs with Jimmy, he's always rushing me around, right? So this time I had a chance to take a slow tour with the tenant after we replaced his blown fuse. And I think he enjoyed seeing the basement and what it looked like. I said, yeah, this place has a lot of legacy. But unfortunately, like everything else in this building, it definitely could use a little bit of renovation. Like I told the tenant, I said, this basement is huge now that it could be easily refinished and then turned into a finished basement. I mean, you could be using this space for a variety of things, like a workshop or maybe even an in-building laundry room could be established on premises. Although, if I was to put a laundry room in, I probably would put one in one of the vacant storefronts in front, like the nail salon that's still vacant after all these years. Right? Because even for non-tenants, as a coin-operated laundry, my landlord can be making some money for people coming in to do the laundry. And that would be something I suggested 10 years ago, and he said to me, nah, I don't want to do it. Yeah, that's not worth it. But I still think it would be. Because people always are going to need to do laundry. Okay? That's a fact of the situation. So, how hot is it in my apartment? Well, because I only have one working window fan, and it is actually, right now, sucking the heat out of the apartment through the living room window. It's taking longer to remove the excess heat. Because I'm on the third floor and we have a flat roof, it doesn't take much to build up a lot of heat up there on the third floor. And so that's the reason I sleep in and then I come into the soup kitchen. I mean, in the daytime I eat lunch, and if it's still hot, the soup kitchen is air conditioned now. So I would spend a few hours in the soup kitchen, and that's why I still want to get the MacBook. Is because at least then when I'm at the soup kitchen, I can do fun things. I can do videos and things like that. Now, maybe you might be asking a related question. Would it make sense to get a new video card for the computer, and then you have the proper OpenGL support so that you can go ahead and run OBS on the Mac Pro? it's a nice idea, but I still really kind of had my heart set on that laptop because of obvious reasons. Is that if I have the laptop, I can at least do videos and do editing and stuff, even at the soup kitchen. So I'm definitely interested in that laptop thing. I found a nice Radeon card for the Mac Pro, which has 3 gigabytes of RAM. What is it? Radeon 7950. Forgot who. I think it's maybe Sapphire, and it's a great card, looking card. But I'm still not sure who's really better. If it's NVIDIA or if it's ATI/AMD, that's better. Because for myself, I never really had to think too much about video cards. Right now, the only NVIDIA card I have is the Apple branded NVIDIA GT120, which is old school and only needs 75 watts PCI bus, doesn't even need an external PCIe connector for the video card. I was trying to find a newer card that was as much of a power saver, and I couldn't find too many. And the ones I found, the Cinebench scores on them are not exactly stellar. Some of them still need a 6-pin PCIe video card connector on them. Anyway, what about the AMD ATI HC5770? It doesn't support Mojave. It doesn't support Catalina. It will support all the other operating systems I use, but it just doesn't support anything newer than High Sierra. It does have OpenGL 3.2, which means it should work with OBS, which makes it less expensive, but a good candidate with 1 gigabyte of RAM. So, I honestly, like I said to Lumi, I said I'm still kind of torn because I still want the laptop. And I told her she should buy the damn thing because the laptop is going to be essential. It's going to help her do her job better. As with a laptop, she'll be able to do videos out on the field. And then I realized I'm going to need a webcam. It's sure cheap. I can get a webcam cheap. I know you're saying, but the iBook has the the MacBook has a standard definition camera built in. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It does have one built in. So there's a lot of reasons why it would make sense to get that. At least then, it wouldn't be any worse than me doing a video right now. That is, the only thing is, it'd be more like using my forehead. Sorry, it's true. You would be seeing my forehead. So or be like, yeah, right there. You know, I'm trying to simulate what it looked like when I was using the white iMac. Anyway, but so yeah, there's reasons to consider that. And then the remainder of the money was to use to get clothes and personal needs, and I still want to do that, but that's not anyway until November. So no reason to store it where we're at. So anyway, some people, as I said, kept saying to me is when I went to McDonald's yesterday, to Dunkin' Donuts yesterday, and they had a vanilla bean colada, and then I later went to McDonald's afterwards, that they thought I was deliberately making fun of my body. No, far from it. I actually, remember, you're talking about 1,700 calories between both the large vanilla bean colada, 2 plain double cheeseburgers, and a medium Diet Coke. Okay? And you're talking, I also have 2 bowls of Frosted Flakes for breakfast. But I walked back and forth between Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, and my apartment. I don't have a car. So I consumed about 300 calories walking. See, that means I had a net gain of 1,400 calories. The human body at rest needs anywhere from 1,800 to 2,000 calories. Now, it's actually technically the kilocalories, or 1,000 calories. Like somebody one time pointed out, one of my professors said, that's the big C instead of the little c. So, it makes sense, right? So why did I not go to Dunkin' Donuts today? One of the things I discovered when I left Dunkin' Donuts yesterday was they had the air conditioner so cold in there that when it came out, my glasses were all fogged up just in coming out of that place, because they had the air conditioning set to like 60, and there was like a 30 degrees Celsius difference. No, wait, Fahrenheit difference. So about 15 degrees Celsius change of temperature. It's going from inside to outside. Another thing too is Dunkin' Donuts is extremely noisy. Not that McDonald's is exactly quiet. It's noisy in here too. But it seemed to be even more noisy there than it was here. Besides that, when I usually have the bigger tables, it's kind of convenient because I can go ahead and I can plug my phone in, charge it up. Right now I'm at one of the little tables because the big tables are all in use. But, oh well, you do what you can do. So anyway, that's it right now. I'll see you at the Soup Kitchen tomorrow. And of course, I'll see you live at Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. UK time. And Lumi, you want to say time? Yeah, I'll be live on Wednesday night, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. UK time. Right. And the reason I don't usually do a show with Michelle is because I don't have the hairpiece on right now, so you wouldn't be able to tell who's who unless you listen to the voice, which I think they usually do. Yeah, maybe, but I still think Michelle should get the laptop. Probably I will, because then I can do work outside of my apartment, like use CamTwist, do some simple video processing. Oh, by the way, somebody asked me this. Mainly me, but I'm going to answer it anyway. How come if you go any higher than 720p using the video encoder FFmpeg, and your sound gets so choppy? Well, that's because that computer didn't have a supported video card, so it was using the main CPU to do the encoding of videos instead of using the video card to do the work. And now he's even at 2.66 gigahertz, a 4-core processor was still taking a lot of processing cycles. A better video card with proper support will actually allow me to let the video card do the encoding, and means that the main processor can be used for sound. Oh. Question. What's that? Do they make sound processors? Audio processing units. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it would be a good question. I mean, compared to video, sound is a walk in the park. I mean, video is much more complicated to do than sound. It's just like an analog TV versus analog radio. Analog monochrome TV, you have to send control signals that tells the receiver when to blink the screen, when to retrace, what light and darkness the electron gun's supposed to be doing to make a picture. That's a lot more than just sending the sound of an audio file to somebody, which is basically either through amplitude or frequency modulation. It's pretty straightforward, simple. Same thing with digital. In PCM into MP4 or MP3 or MP2, I'm talking about the soundtrack here. It's pretty easy to do. The video is just much more complicated. So that's something to keep in mind when you're doing stuff like that. But so for me, the 2010 MacBook is going to allow me to at least using the same software I'm not using my desktop now, which is the same software I was used to use on the iMac Intel Core 2 Duo machine, which only had max of 3 gigabytes of RAM. This could have about 4 to 8. I'm thinking about going with 4 because this is a 2.4 gigahertz processor machine. But I'm kind of wondering if it would have been better for me to go for the 2009 model, because then I would be able to have a removable battery, but it's easily replaceable. But that lacks the proper connector. That only has a mini DVI connector on it, whereas if I go with 2010, it's got the display port, which means that it's very easy to plug in the monitor, a more modern configuration than mini DVI. So that's something to keep in mind. But anyway, that's enough rambling for the time being. I'm going to talk to you guys later. So bye-bye for now, guys. Enjoy the cold weather tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.